Absolutely another gorgeous morning. Let me see what this is. Another beautiful day to actually come out again. I have been challenging myself lately, and I'm in a real challenge. I've just been pushing my body beyond normal, shall I say. Been pushing my body beyond normal, and just trying to see how far I can go. I've just been really just pushing my body, just pushing it. I've actually gotten to ask myself a lot of questions too, a lot of things that I don't seem to understand. So I was able to actually ask myself these questions and just continue every morning. So I've actually been out. I am on this let me see how much marathons can I run. Yes, I have just been on that. I've just been coming out every day and just putting in a lot of miles. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So today again, I'm grateful. It's another beautiful day, shall I say. I think another thing is how important it is to just not let life situation shut you down. It's very funny how, listening to these birds, as human beings, we're very easily taking off our tracks. Morning. Especially, we always want to walk in everyone else's shoes. Don't get me wrong, because we are a creature of looking and copying one another, but they're just certain things. It has to be in balance, especially when it comes to this thing called the career, life, and all that. We all have a different journey of it, and trying to copy other people's journey creates a lot of emotional pain. Wonder where this road is. Second Street. Probably gotta find out one of these days. So, but when we in line with our own reality, because a lot of times we don't always have to do what everyone else is doing. We need to walk our own walk, and sometimes walking our own walk means very few people see it. There are some people, their life journey is noticed by many, and there are some, our life journey is noticed by a few. But at the end of the day, these are all energy. It's no different. You're both doing the same thing. You just have different crowds. And I think a lot of time we seek that attention so bad that everything that we do, we want the whole world to see it. Just because other people, their whole world see what they're doing. So in reality, it is all energy. So this is my journey every day here, which only a few will be seeing because people are actually busy. They have other things to do, and life is like a sport. We all play different roles, and the role that we play in life, when we based it on how many friends we have just because of other people's friends, that's where the mental imbalance begins. But your role, the position in life that you play, all it needs is just the proper crowd. It doesn't have to be a million people that see. It might just be one person that gets to see what you're doing. And that's why it's very important to not let that talent go to waste, because that one person might be the one person that you might change their life for good, and they will change other people's life, and that's how it will multiply. So, and that's just one of those things. So I've just sort of been just coming out here, just pointing the camera by myself. It's funny that I'm on a different route right now. Normally, this time of the morning, I'm going to work, just like everyone else, and I think it's a good experience to experience, a good opportunity to experience both sides. So I've experienced get up in the morning, rush to work, stuck in traffic, get to the office, and now the journey is still the same, but on a different platform. And sometimes that platform that you are, there's no such thing as you don't have a job. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, you have to be creative in some form of things that you do, because you have to put some energy out. Whether you're sitting around doing nothing, whether you sleep, you have to put some form of creativity into what you're doing. Whether you want to go around stealing from people, and that's the reason why the whole thing about karma just makes sense. So you don't have a job and you don't do this, is basically coming from ego. And especially when you don't make money doing what you're doing, that can be a little daunting to the brain. So when people actually challenge you over it, it's very easy to believe it, because a lot of time what people are telling you is, look, I go to work, I make money. What is it that you're doing to make money? So, and a lot of times what we started out doing is not always going to make us money. There's a lot of beautiful, talented poet writers, singers, intuitive people, and I mean energy healers all over the world. But just because many have decided, well, I don't make money, so why should I just be helping people? And I think those are the things that one day, doesn't matter who you are, when that last breath or couple of days is coming, I wonder what we're going to be saying in that bed that, I wish I had. Because I've done a lot of wish I hads, and I'm able to move on from it. And I'm not actually telling people walk away from what you love, walk away from what provides you money. I'm just saying sometimes our creativity needs to be an impact where it's actually needed. It's just like doctors, lawyers. Just because some of these guys are doctors and lawyers doesn't mean they have the love for being a lawyer, or they have a love for being a medical doctor. Many of these individuals are only in it just because they know they're gonna get paid. And you could always tell, those individuals, because it's just money, 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 money. And a lot of time, the real lawyers, the real doctors are probably the one, for some reason in life, they just did not have that opportunity to be in a situation to practice, or due to financial difficulties. And that's why sometimes I truly wish we could change the whole thinking about, especially when it comes to education. Education just needs to be free. And we also need to have a way to where we do get to pay the teachers. And I know in this beautiful culture, we are in the position for education to be free, for the teachers to still get paid. But we just refused to do it. And I think that's the reason why the talent that is on this universe, the energy that we carry, that's why we don't really, really, really tap into it as much. Because when you truly wake up every morning, you can sit still, you realize there's just so much to learn on this earth. When you begin to sit still more and realize, wow, man, can you imagine? I know so many stories has been told about heaven, about where we go, we don't even know. But what if this is just the only one planet that I get to exist on? What if this is just it? Because a lot of things we just don't know. Because what about if this is just it? That there's no other planet, no rebirth, none of that. What about if this is just that one time? And that's what makes this whole thing become a philosophical, spiritual endeavor for me. I have also picked up another habit which I begin to do. So my sitting meditation is a lot longer now. So where I sit and read, cross-legged, both opposite sides, read a couple of pages in the morning. That's when I started sitting. And it's actually amazing how you could actually build your back. So it's becoming right now where I truly just want to sit on the floor and just read attentively. So every morning, that's what I start my day with. I'll sit cross-legged and read attentively. And it's just amazing, the eyes, how I pick up things. Reading is such a beautiful, beautiful thing that many people think they know how to read. It's almost like what many understood of reading. It's just the comprehension of A to B. Let me move out this way for this beautiful truck. I'm on one of these winding roads. I just love it. So, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes what many presume as reading is just an entity, I'll call it again, that will lead you from A to B. Deep spiritual reading is totally different. When you begin on that route, you want to read slowly. You want every details of the book to come into your brains. You begin to wonder how things started, whether it's the trees. You look at so many things around you and you begin to understand the true essence of this life. You're not ashamed anymore. You realize that every single person that we ever set an eye on is important. It doesn't matter who you meet. They always have some impact. All you have to do is just spend time with them. Whether you see them again or not, that impact is there. And that impact, the beautiful part about it is being able to choose. Whether the impact is, it's just different energy. What we call the good or the bad, but that impact is just there. And I think when we begin to realize how unique we all are as a human being, and not let our ego take over us, because it's really funny how, can you imagine a millionaire, a billionaire, one day going on the street and saw a homeless person, should we say, do something that he's been trying to do for years, but just because he took time to look at that individual, he or she was able to impact that into their lives. So when we come up on this notion that, yeah, I have everything and I don't need anybody, to a non-deep thinker that makes sense, but to somebody that actually think it is impossible for us to think that we know everything and we don't know anybody, because the impact is as a matter of fact, everywhere we turn is full of wisdom and knowledge. The only thing is, we do not pay attention. Every step we go, you're learning something new. Whether you turn your neck and look at a bait, especially when you look at little kids, or you could just look at an animal. But because what the Hindus or the yogis call discrimination, which can be good and bad, most of the time we're busy discriminating. That's just what it is. We are more into our discriminative energy than the non-discriminative. What a beautiful sight to my left-hand side here. Sun is rising as I send out this energy of peace and love, and that energy of wishfulness, happy thinking to everybody. That energy of anything that you put your mind to is going to come into fruition. All those beautiful, beautiful energies, and the ability to just be part of this beautiful, beautiful, because we've all known the difference of anger and not getting angry. And I truly, truly believe love and kindness, it is our nature. It's really funny that it doesn't matter how angry a person gets, how mean they are, they always get to that age where when you see them, you see an angel. And most of the time, now that is just amazing, that makes you want to sit down and ask, maybe there is a divine creature. Maybe there's a divine power. Maybe. Because the only time we do most of our thinking, a lot of time, are in the hospitals when something tragedy happens to us. But when we see on my winding road, I gotta just watch. When we don't wait for the hospital before we begin to think, it opens the side of us that just wants to learn and be humble. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be hard to be humble and kind in our culture sometimes, but at the same time, we also cannot let that define us. So yes, I'm on my route of journey today. I got a big school bus coming, so when I come out onto places like this, it does actually allow me to meditate even more, because I really have to be focused, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience sharing my thoughts on how I live life and how much the impact that whether it's little that I can contribute. So today, on this beautiful Monday, I'm setting that goal again for another marathon in the making. So what this has been doing, because it's been every day, it brought out the good sluggishness out of me. because I have to really start slow, make my body rewind itself. So that's just the whole unique thing about it. And I'm enjoying every moment of it. And I'm going to say happy Monday as I continue. Woo-wee. I like that, let me rest a bit. So I've actually been coming out and doing like 6, sometimes 6.5, but like around that 6 to 5 hours. But happy Monday, and one love.